get my dryer running. The house is in full mode. Getting laundry done for me, getting laundry done for others. Ava's still recovering from her sprained shoulder. A lot going on, but I really want to get in the living room. I really want to get some fall cleaning done today. So I wanted to, like my hair, I wanted to vacuum the couch, and I want to get the windows clean, 2 out of 3. The one behind the couch is going to be hard. I'll need my husband to help me pull out the sectional, as well as vacuuming that particular radiator, but I'll try to vacuum the one that goes behind the TV and get that. You guys saw how gross the dining room one was, so I'm expecting the same, and kind of keep up around the house as well as we go. So this video is going to have tons of cleaning motivation if you're looking to reset your house, get it clean for fall, start on some of the deeper cleaning things so you don't have to worry about them over the holidays. That's where we're heading with this, so let's get going. Here is the true state of my living room as I get started. So I had not neatened up the living room this morning at all until now. So kind of getting that done first. I'm going to be putting something on the TV too, because whenever you clean the living room, there's the TV. And I find it so much easier to work if something is distracting me. So I'm just going to get the living room tidied. I'm going to get some laundry folded before I can get to my fall cleaning. What I like to do when I get up in the morning, if I'm having a good morning, I want to make sure laundry is rolling that needs to roll. You know, there'll be things that are in the washing machine, and I'll just get the washing machine started. And I like to have the dishwasher emptied or filled or whatever needs to happen, clean up the kitchen, get it to a place where people can be, you know, making their breakfast and then putting their dishes in the dishwasher. And I like to go around and just do a quick tidy, one of those what if company was on its way kind of tidy. So lately, sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't, or I might not start rolling till like 11 in the morning because of, you know, video editing in the morning. But that's what I'd like to have done. So I'm not just going to set the laundry aside. I definitely do that sometimes, and then it just piles and piles and piles. So I want to make sure I'm getting the basics done, and then everything else is kind of extra. Now here's Leo. He wants me for something, probably food. So he keeps, a lot of times he'll come and he will actually tap me on the arm. It's so funny, like he's one of the kids. But look at him. If I do not answer him in this moment, he will nip at me. He does not want to wait. And 9 times out of 10, it's because he wants food. One of these days, I'm going to be able to catch him on camera tapping me on the arm, because it is just the funniest thing. It's so human. It's funny because our house kind of goes around in a circle. So he always goes, I just walk straight to the kitchen. You go through a hallway, past the bathroom, and you're in the kitchen. He goes the other way, and he goes through the dining room every single time. He does not follow me. He goes the opposite way, and he flattens his ears. We call it his airplane ears. He flattens his ears, and he trots and come to the kitchen. Excuse me. Sometimes he's actually telling on Woozy because Woozy's eating his food. So there'll be times in the morning he'll come get me because Woozy has eaten all his food and has begun eating Leo's. And sometimes Leo doesn't even want to eat his food in that moment. He just wants me to know that Woozy is eating his food. That's so funny. They're definitely like brothers. So what I decided to do first, I have been itching to vacuum under the cushions of my couch. Look at it. It's like that all the way. It's been a really long time since I've done it. And then I am always waiting for an opportunity when nobody is sitting on the couch and being able to vacuum it then. You might have seen me pick something up. I found someone's eyebrow pencil, so I was putting that aside and just getting it cleaned up quickly. I don't throw all the cushions on the floor. I used to do that. Now I just take it one cushion at a time, and I also need to vacuum the backside of each cushion. Whenever we clean things that we don't normally clean, and I said this in my last video too, there's always a temptation to say, oh my goodness, I need to do this more often, or I can't believe I've waited this long to do this. And it's really easy to beat yourself up when you're cleaning something you wouldn't, it doesn't stand out. You're not going to see it when you just sit on the couch. Same with the radiators. I know at least one of you was like, oh my goodness, we've never done the radiators. Ours must be really, really bad. And, maybe they are. But instead of thinking, oh, I should have known that, and beating yourself up, what I really hope you'll do is say, man, I'm so thankful I can do this today. I'm thankful I have the health and the energy to do this today. And that is a chocolate bar wrapper, just so you know. I'm so thankful that I have the energy to do this today. I'm so thankful I have the time to do this today. Instead of beating yourself up about it, there's nothing you can do about the past anyway. Even if it is something you should have done, even if it's something that is basic, it slipped your mind, even if it caused you to have ants or mice or whatever, cockroaches. I mean, at least you know now and you can get it cleaned up now. And maybe you don't feel well enough to clean it up now. You don't have the energy, but now you're aware of it and now it's super hard to let it go. Well, I just say I hope you can kind of let yourself off the hook and be okay with just doing the best you can, and write it down. As soon as you can do it, you'll do it. Maybe you'll take one cushion a day. Maybe you'll take one section of the radiator a day. You're going to see me in this video not get to all of the things I mentioned in my intro. Well, the easiest thing to do is to make your intro after you've made the video, and then you can say, today what I'd like to do is, and list the things that are in the video, much like the ta-da list where you're just writing, ta-da, these are the things I got done today. I love a ta-da list, but there's definitely times where I want you to see I have plans and I cannot complete what is on my list, because I want you to know it's something that every single human being on the planet deals with, and we got to stop beating ourselves up for the things that we're not able to complete. What I would love for you to do, if this is ringing true for you, excuse me, is to think, what am I going to say to myself the next time I beat myself up? What are you beating yourself up about? And if a friend were to be beating themselves up in your presence, what would you say to that friend to encourage them? A good thing to do would be to write it down on a card or write it down somewhere. And so whenever it happens, you have that answer for yourself at the ready. Maybe put it in your pocket, but I want you to come up with some scripts and some things that you're able to tell yourself to start a new habit of the way that you talk to yourself. I find that so often we talk to ourselves in a way we would never dream of talking to someone else who's going through whatever brought us to the place we're at now. Also, every time I vacuum my couch, somebody says, why don't you cut those labels off? Why do you keep the labels on? I don't know why I keep the labels on, but I can't bring myself to cut them off. I always feel like there might be information on one of those labels that I'm going to need someday, and then I'm not going to have it because I cut it off. Meanwhile, another thing you can be focused on when you have an area like this that is just obviously like screaming to be done. It shows up so well on camera, the before and after. Focus on the before and after and kind of like relish the satisfaction of how good it looks afterwards. It's just such an easy problem to fix, right? I love vacuuming for that reason, is you can have a lot of crumbs on the floor, under the cushions, anywhere, and you run the vacuum over and it disappears. That is one of the easiest problems in life to fix. And I like to go over the couch this way. My couch is gray because my cats are predominantly gray. So if you have pets, it's not a terrible idea to have furniture the same color, and then it doesn't show up as bad when they shed. Cat hair, probably pet dander, human dander, skin cells, and junk, things that were eaten. Also, so thankful for my washer and my dryer, because I love that my appliances can be working either while I'm resting or whether I am doing other things. So I am keeping the laundry rolling today and keeping it folded and getting it put away so that I'm not ending up with a big pile. You notice the window open behind me. We have just had the best fall. We got quite a bit of rain, which we really needed, and now we're at peak foliage season. In fact, I'm hoping tomorrow to go out and see some of the foliage just for the sake of it, because everything just looks so beautiful. It's definitely cooling down, and we're having frost advisories, but most of my plant life is kind of above ground, or what would I say, container plants, and those tend to get bitten by the frost last. So I haven't really had any killing frost yet. I need to go out and look at my lavender and my hyssops, but it's definitely time for me to get outside and winter those things over. trying to stay up on the laundry and, you know, the dishes, the basic stuff, even if it means that it's slower to get the fall cleaning done. Because it's really not worth it if I look around and then everything is a mess. And this is a couple of things I need to wash on delicate, so I'm going to do that last. And I'm having my soup. I'm going to have my soup while I fold the laundry I just took out. And then, because I was taking a break, and then I will do the radiators. That's actually more important than the windows since it is now heat season. And then I'll probably take a little break and do the windows. I also probably should do what I can with the cat tower. The cats are keeping me company. I love it when Leo like covers his face with his paws. So cute. And then the big guy is over here. He always likes to put a paw in my curtains. See how he has that paw out and kind of clawed in? Yeah, a lot of times he'll do that with a curtain. Kind of annoying. He's a cutie though. He's a good boy. I just remembered I also need to get these curtains washed. Always lots to do. I have some hot soup here and a Propel grape electrolyte. Also, I've been looking for my AirPods for like almost a month. They were in the couch. I don't know why I didn't think to look in the cushions. Very strange. I feel like I must have looked. I don't know, but they were kind of wedged back, so yay! There's a money saver right there. My husband will sure be happy about that. Also, I think it was this day, I'm almost positive it was this day, that the cats were in the bathroom, both staring underneath the washer. Well, when that happens, it'll either usually happen in there or it'll happen in the kitchen by my stove, or by the refrigerator, that they get staring and fixating, and then I know they smell a mouse. And sure enough, our older cat Woozy caught a mouse. He's our big cat. You would think he was slower, and he is slower. Leo can outrun him anytime, but he is stealth. When it comes to catching mice, he can catch them like no other cat that you can imagine. He's amazing. Here's those onesie pajamas you saw Yvonne in when she did her room cleaning video. She's so funny. Back to the mouse. So he caught a mouse. Luckily, Robin was home. And we always try to get him to drop it into a bucket, but he doesn't want to drop it. He wants to walk around the house holding it or let it go and then play with it. So we put him outside, and Robin just kept patting his back until he was willing to drop the mouse. And then we could bring the cat back in without the mouse. I have a hard time with these rims getting all the way dry. Put that back in. Usually whenever I would do a fall clean or focus on one room, I wouldn't do the basics, but today I really felt like I needed to keep the basics up and let the fall cleaning be extra. Let me know how you do it. Is that how you do it? Do you just let it be an extra, or do you focus in? I do it different ways, different days, but on this day I knew I had a lot of laundry and I really wanted to keep it up. And it's also a great way to take a break because I'm getting something done, but I'm sitting down. And of course, here I am eating my lunch. Sometimes I'm watching a show. And I definitely had the TV going while I was cleaning on this day because I just needed the extra motivation. Now, in a minute, you are going to see me do something I haven't done in years. So while you're waiting, you can guess what that might be. But I'm taking down these curtains. The dining room curtains washed up so well. Now I have some confidence, and we're going to get the living room curtains washed up and put back up. At some point here real soon, I'm going to get some thermal curtains to put up for the winter, because even though these are newer windows, and even though they made big promises to me on how well it keeps out the winter cold, we have found that it doesn't really. And so I'm pulling out the cat tower as well. I want to get that vacuumed up. There's a couple spots that I need to get some spot cleaner and work on that I didn't get to on this day, but I did at least get to see that, get that cleaned, which you'll see. But for now, we're just focused on getting the curtains into the laundry. Do you wash your curtains? Is it something that you do regularly? I would love to know. And so now I need to get that other curtain that is over the couch, and I can't pull out that sectional by myself. Not real successfully anyway. So here I am climbing up onto the couch. Here it comes. I have not gotten on top of the couch in so many years, but I'm like, I think I can do it. And Leo is like, lady, what are you doing? He just doesn't even trust me. So he's just going to calmly move out of the way. But I had to have this in real time to capture the moment of me standing on the couch. You know, I have arthritis in my knees, so I don't tend to walk on any uneven ground. Plus, one of my knees doesn't have an ACL, so you always got to be careful. You know, I'm not getting any younger. Once I got the curtains into the washing machine, then it was time to get out the vacuum and to see what I could do in vacuuming the radiators. But look, this was the view I saw. Oh my goodness. I have stopped putting bird seed in the bird feeder that I have that has a camera because it is not a squirrel proof bird feeder. So this bird feeder is squirrel proof, but it's not squirrel proof if you've given him something to stand on where he can reach across and still eat. And then it's like chicken wire. So you have to, I don't know, does he get his tongue in there? I don't quite understand exactly how he gets the food out without a beak. And those are my pansies that have gone by the wayside. I just need to take the pot down, and that will keep him from getting so much of a feast. And then later in the day, I noticed him actually eating the pansies themselves. And then I realized, okay, this is why my pansies died, is that, I don't know, my squirrel, he likes himself some pansies. But the good thing about this squirrel is he does give my cats just loads of entertainment. It's their animal planet. They just love to keep an eye on whatever the squirrel is doing. So there's Leo. He's at the door, and he's keeping close watch. And they lay there and they watch the birds. Sometimes both cats are over there chirping at the birds. It's just so funny. And I think you are so lucky that you are outside. In fact, one day we had, it was like the day before yesterday, I think, we had a chipmunk at the door looking right in at Leo. And poor Leo was feeling so tortured because he wanted that chipmunk so bad. And that thing, it was like he knew that Leo couldn't do anything about it. And he just, you know, look at him. He's up on the, okay, so there's the radiator. It is really bad. That is just a pile of dust and dirt. I knew that one would be bad because the cats sit at this window. I usually have a bar stool there, and they sit at this window. So I knew there would be like a lot of cat hair and stuff, but I was completely unprepared. Also, oftentimes in the past couple of years, this is also where we have the Christmas tree. So I really should, you can remind me, baby, because I definitely forgot last year. It would be a good thing, not feeling guilty about it, but just saying, if I happen to think about it, it would be a good thing to do this again after I take the Christmas tree out, because you definitely get some pine spills in there because we do have a real Christmas tree. I also use the highest speed or the highest suction on the radiator when I do this because it clings to the radiator blades, and you have to be careful not to run your hands over those because they are sharp. And look, okay, I just showed you the vacuum, and that I had already emptied the vacuum before I did the cat tower. That was how much fur came off the cat tower all by itself, just that one section of the cat tower. So you see what I mean? If you just get furniture that is the same color as your cats, you won't notice any hair at all. I rarely will see actual hair on the floor, but then I'm always amazed when I vacuum how much comes up. In fact, my stairs, oh my goodness, and the cats aren't even up and down the stairs. It doesn't seem like a whole lot, but boy, can the rug on the stairs hold a lot of cat hair. So it was super satisfying to do this and to get to see how much I was really gathering. And there is that stinking squirrel. I got cut off, but that squirrel is still there. And when I put the seed earlier in the week in the bird feeder that has a camera, I swear it was either him or another one. I think they're boys. That's just my theory. One of them was in there for literal hours. Look, I'm taking a little video that I can put on Instagram, although I think I forgot to put it on Instagram. This is just real life, people. You know, not a lot of excitement happens here out in the country. So when your squirrel is stealing all of your bird seed, you know, you just have to get lots of copies of what's going on. But that thing would spend hours in that bird feeder that has the camera until it was empty. And it's only been the last 2 times that I put bird seed in there, and I even tried the spicy bird seed in the summer, and that doesn't do anything. That is not a squirrel hindrance. A hungry animal is going to eat. And then I would see deer eating it, and I thought, well, how is that going to affect the deer? You know, so it just wasn't the best. So Leo is keeping watch, making sure he sees every little thing I do. He doesn't want to miss anything. He's got his eye on Mama. Okay. I can't get that radiator off, so I'm going to need my husband's help with it. Don't mind the TV in the background. That's how I'm staying sane. So I'm going to wait until tonight when he is home and can help me pull the radiator apart, and then I can get it vacuumed. Meanwhile, I'll put this one back together. Even though I couldn't get the radiator apart, I thought, oh, I can wipe up over here. And so I did that. And I was already starting to fizzle and wondering how much I was actually going to get done. You never know what you're going to find. In the end, this was all I got done in the living room, so I decided, since I was getting tired, to go ahead and put the living room back together and get back to the things that I need to do daily and to just pick up where I left off the next time, which honestly may not be today. It might actually be tomorrow. But that's fine. You know, we can only do what we can do and be satisfied with that. Thankful for what we were able to get done. So I'm tidying up so that my husband wasn't home at this moment. And I thought, well, when people are coming home, I don't want the house to be a wreck. I'm going to keep the laundry rolling, keep it folded, and put it away and not worry about, you know, all the deep cleaning that I would like to get done. If only I could clone myself, I would probably make 2 or 3 clones and give everybody orders. And then, of course, the sheets had to get all twisted up, and so I had to untwist them. And luckily, they were dry. Just that sweatshirt wasn't. So I was able to run some stuff again and then just get most of it out of there. Lately, I've been having an afternoon coffee, so I'm getting my afternoon coffee going. I just have to make sure I drink it before 3 o'clock or I won't sleep at night. And then I notice if you give a mouse a cookie moment that the countertop really needed to be wiped down. So I thought, okay, while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew, I will just quickly wipe down the counter. Also, you see that candle burning. I noticed when I was in Walmart yesterday that you can get candle warmers where you put the glass candle on the warmer itself. And they had some small ones. They were like just the disc, or you know what I mean? It's like a flat plate, but you put it on. It has a little warming plate and it plugs in. And they were only $5 a piece. So I'm going to get my hands on some of those because that way we won't have to have the open flame. It does always make me nervous with cats to have an open flame going. And also there was one night where I was super tired, and when I woke up the next morning, I had the candle burning all night long. Now it was probably fine because it was on the stove, but it did make me real nervous. One time I burned a candle down super, super low, and the glass on the candle kind of exploded. Like it didn't spray out or anything, but it definitely broke. So that does make me nervous. So I think I'm going to get me some candle warmers. I wanted to get warmers where you put the little wax warmers on. But I was smelling the wax warmers, and I don't know if it was me, but they just all smelled kind of funky to me, so I didn't like that. And finally, here is my mama good deed for the day. So just getting some things done for other people is sometimes very therapeutic and nice to do. So following me making this bed, I'm going to give you a little bit of an update, and I definitely can't wait to see you again. So if you are one of my OGs or one of the people that are watching each video, even if you're new and you're curious, then please wait until I'm after I do make the bed. I have something I want to talk to you about. Yeah, and if you are new to my channel, I love to put up homemaking content, everything I'm doing around the house, from cleaning to decluttering to crafting to yard work, all the things. So if you're looking for motivation, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. So this video was actually shot 2 days ago, and I couldn't put up a video yesterday, and I wanted to just give my side of explaining why, because it's not about me and I don't have permission to share. So suffice it to say that someone in our family had to go to the emergency room. I was staying here to hold down the fort, which often happens, while someone else was driving them to the hospital. So got treatment, thought everything was stable, came home, went right back to where we were, begged the doctor to admit which was yesterday, got a flat no. Apparently you have to be admitted through the emergency room, so, which I thought was weird and I didn't believe. Either way, new medication prescribed, and it seems like we're on a better path. So that was why I could not. So yesterday, this person was home and it not improving, and then got to go get new medication and all the things. So I was busy doing that and just taking care of the family, keeping the meals rolling, all that good stuff. So there just comes a time, you can't work. So happy to be back at it today. Happy that it looks like we're on a better trajectory. I might be able to share more in the coming weeks. Definitely not this week. Waiting, to have, I don't know, maybe I'll never get a go ahead. Either way, just to suffice it to say, I've got 7 kids, and so quite often someone is having the worst day of their lives while someone else is having the best day of their lives. Just the chances are things are going to happen, and there's just times when you need your mom. So I tried to make, and that's one of the reasons I do YouTube, is I didn't want to be on someone else's schedule, and I didn't want to be having to call in, because my husband ends up doing this, but luckily he's been at his job for over 30 years. So, they pretty much know about him that he's going to get the job done no matter what. And he's known his boss for years and years. So there's definitely times, though, when he can't work because he has to be there for our family, and I'm so thankful he is that man. And there's times he has stayed up all night long working and catching up so that he can be there for us, and I love him for that. So I feel like my house from yesterday is just thrown into chaos again. But you can't undo what you did. On the same token, like if it's dishes, yeah, that gets done all the time, but vacuuming out radiators and that sort of thing. So that's why we never did get back to the windows. That's why I never did get my husband's help pulling out furniture and getting that vacuumed, the other radiators. So if I have time today, I'm going to get to the radiators. I always want to post daily. It ends up being 5 videos a week is what's been happening. Usually I bottom out Wednesdays and Sundays. Sundays, understandable because we go to church, so I lose half a day just going to church. I don't lose half a day because I want to go to church. I mean, I gain more than I lose for sure. But as far as work, I can't really work. And I've always been trying to kind of get ahead on videos. I haven't been that successful. And I definitely would love to get back to giving you guys a time when you can depend on that video being up. I'm toying with the idea of saying every other day, naming the days or something, you'll get a video at this time, and then any other videos that go up, so say that would be 3 days a week, okay? And then the other 2 would be kind of surprise extra videos, so you can let me know, does that sound good to you? And then I always think about, oh, well, I can't get, like yesterday, I can't get a video up, I could just go live, but then I always feel bad because I haven't given anybody warning. And so if someone really loves a live and then I came on and they were like busy with life, they weren't able to join us, and then I feel bad. I mean, you can never have a time that works for everybody, but I'd like to give someone a shooting chance of at least knowing about it and then saying, yeah, this doesn't work for me. That makes me feel a lot better than, oh, I would have joined in, but I didn't know, So then I don't do a live because of that. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of let you in on just a little peek. And we've had a rough year physically. There's been a lot going on in our home, and I think it's true for everyone, and it's been a tough year in some ways, and it's been a wonderful year in other ways. So I think, isn't that just life? That we have our good times, we have our rough times, and when you're filming in your home, that's definitely a factor. So like in today's footage, that's why I know I wasn't talking to the camera a ton. I tried to always, because I want to look you in the face and talk to you during my videos. But sometimes I'm just feeling quiet because there's something going on. And it's easier for me to do voiceover. But anyways, I love you guys. And those of you who comment regularly, I've always heard other creators say, oh, I recognize your names. Oh, I recognize your names. And I think, I wonder how Joy's school vacation is. And Pam, is Pam feeling better? And, what time is it now for M in Australia? And then there's another M in the Midwest. And, and I could go on. And Jean, what's Jean getting done? She always gets a ton done. I could go on and name probably 30, 40 names. And, I just want you to know that Carolyn, how's Carolyn doing? I wonder if she's on Instagram today. Maybe I'll see her on Instagram. So there's just, when you are messaging me in the comment section, I have a hard time keeping up with comments, but at the same time, I definitely recognize names. And I definitely feel like we have a real relationship, a real friendship, even though we can't really have a dialogue. I want you to know that. Julie, I'm so sorry I still have never gotten a card out to you. I've always been bad at letter writing, and I hope you're watching this video and hearing my apology. Yeah, I would love to be able to sit down and write, and I always think I should, and sometimes I even buy stationery. And I just stink at it. And then if I write, I stink at actually putting a stamp on it and getting it in the mail. It's bad. It's bad. Sometimes I'll get an email sent to me and I think I've answered it. Like I had an answer in my head, I never got to it, and then I think I did it. In fact, my sister texted me of a struggle they were going through in her family, and I literally thought I answered her. And I didn't notice until my other sister messaged, and then I was looking at what my other sister read, and I was like, my message isn't there. I must never have sent it. So anyway, I hope you guys know I love you so much, and I really want to be an encouragement to you. I want to keep it positive, keep it light, but keep it real. So there's always a balance there. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking breaks and being good to yourself. Remember, as always, God loves you, and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.